It's easier today than it's ever been to pick and choose who we want to deal with in life. But on the other hand, it's become more difficult to pick and choose who we deal with in life, merely because of the internet, the amount of exposure that we have, the size of the world, people traveling a lot more, being exposed to more cultures, as opposed to being trapped down to like one job, one home, one standard. So we deal with a lot of people, and we run into a lot of people that we disagree with. And it's easy to feed the fire when we disagree with someone. In fact, I find myself doing it, and I've asked myself, why bother arguing with someone or even responding to someone who has negative comments or really has nothing to say? And sometimes it's out of the desire to let the person know that maybe they misunderstood something, or maybe I misunderstood them. And sometimes it's merely to put them in their place because they're being rude or hateful. I guess with my mom, I was talking yesterday about that, and she mentioned that she doesn't even give people, a response when they're negative, or try to call her out or whatever it might be. And I said, well, I don't generally, but I said, I'm always that guy who, when somebody cuts me off in traffic, I'm the only guy that honks his horn while everybody else just puts up with it. And I feel like, people who are rude or abusive need to be put in their place, but at the same time, I don't waste much energy on it. I never let them take my energy. But we find ourselves sometimes online, disagreeing with someone. And the question that always comes up is, wouldn't it just be easier to just block and mute them? Because we can't block and mute people in our workplace. We can't block and mute people at home, But online, if we disagree, we can easily just click a button and never have to listen to them again. I've only blocked a few people in my life on my channel, and usually I end up unblocking them later. It's just because of some temporary spat. Somebody's upset about something they disagree about, and they decide to go all hateful. But it's so much easier to just mute them and move on. And if only there was a mute button for annoying people in daily life. But I guess the question that arises is, why don't I just walk away from every single discussion or conversation that turns hateful or spiteful or mean? Why not just turn away from each person who becomes rude or abusive? And it's because if people continue to ignore those who are rude and abusive, then the rude and abusive people will continue to be that way. If they don't get called out and put in their place, then that will continue to be a normal way of life for them, and they will assume that that's a good defensive posture to take. In other words, if a person pushes others away, they get energy from it. Looks like I gotta go. I got something to do. Take care, everybody.